Hi there, it's Jen, and thanks for joining me today. I'm excited to be a part of the Save the Crafty YouTuber video hop, which is in its third year and created by Justine Hovey. This is a celebration of card making video tutorials by a group of very talented crafters of all different styles and skill levels. So we're just coming together to kind of give viewers a chance to maybe discover a not so well-known YouTuber like myself, combined with YouTubers that you've probably seen before. So there are lots of wonderful sponsors, as you can see on the screen, and there are over 50 prizes that will be given away. To be eligible for prizes, all you have to do is comment. There's lots of videos to watch, so the more times you comment, or the more videos you comment on, the greater chances of winning a prize. Just when you comment, just make sure to mention whether you are USA or international. And of course, if you like what you see and you want to subscribe, please go ahead and hit that red subscribe button. And if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. All prizes will be posted on Justine's blog, and winners will be announced on June 10th. I will leave the link below for Justine's blog and links to the products I used in this video today, and also a link to the next person in a video hop. There are lots of wonderful videos along the hop, so have fun, and I hope you enjoy that card I created today. So the main stamp that I'm using today for the background of this card is by Hero Arts. It's a 6x6 stamp, and I'm using my stamping platform, and since it is a red rubber stamp, I don't need the foam piece, so I removed that. This is a We Are Memory Keeper stamping platform. If you haven't watched any of my videos, you won't know this, but if you have watched my videos, you know that I absolutely love this stamping platform. I'm going to heat emboss, so I've already used my embossing bag on a piece of Bristol Smooth cardstock, and I am just stamping up the stamp with my Versamark watermark stamp pad. And I'm not being too careful about getting full coverage. I wanted there to be some blank areas, so it's a little bit splotchy. And then I'm going to go ahead and take some Wow White Pearl Embossing Powder. And this gives it a little bit more of a shine, not like a glitter, but a little more of a shine in the light compared to like just a flat white embossing powder. And then I also took some of the Nuvo Dream Drops, mainly Cloud 9, and then I think Fairy Wings also is what I used. And I'm using this die. It's a Tim Holtz die. I'll have to find the name of it. It comes in a set of like 3 or 4. I went ahead and I took a piece of Bristol Smooth cardstock and did 3 different die cuts, I guess you could say. It doesn't have a cut line around the outside, so I go ahead and I do fussy cut it, basically. I don't know, is it called fussy cutting when you're cutting a die and not a stamp? Anyhow, I do go ahead and cut this out with my scissors, but I am taking some of these Kaisercraft inks and my little blending tool, which I happened to get from Walmart. It comes, there's like a pack of 3 from Walmart, and it was like $5, like maybe 2 months ago. I did recently buy the full pack where it has some of the bigger brushes from Amazon, and they're all pretty much the same. The bristles are super smooth, which makes the blending just beautiful. So I used the Kaisercraft ink in Seabreeze, Spearmint, and Blush. The Seabreeze was a little bit too light, and so I ended up taking, or the Spearmint was a little bit too light, so I ended up taking the Seabreeze and going back over that a little bit darker. I was planning on using all 3 originally and stacking them, but I do end up using just 1. So next I'm going to take my stamping block and some Distress Oxide sprays, and the first color I'm going to use is Iced Spruce. So I'm just going to spray that on my stamping block, And then I take some water to water it down a little bit. And then I'll mix that up with my paintbrush. And so basically this is going to be the flower portion, and I'm just going to run that through the ink on the stamping block. I actually ended up doing 2 of these flowers because this one turned out a little bit darker. I didn't water it down enough, and I couldn't blot off enough of the ink. So I did end up making 2 flowers. And then for these stems, I'm using a combination of a cracked pistachio and twisted citron. And I water that down also and mix that up. I think it gives the leaves a really pretty kind of a variation of the 2 different colors. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to run those through on the stamping block. And then I'll get as much ink as I can off of that block. And then I take my paintbrush and go ahead and get some of the ink off the block and just directly put it on the leaves just to fill in a little bit of the white spaces. I don't mind a little bit of white space on the leaves, but I didn't want as much. So next I went ahead and I took a piece of adhesive foam, and this is just from Walmart. It's adhesive on one side only. So to get it to adhere directly to the die and not to like the card base or whatever you're going to adhere it to, you have to flip the adhesive foam over so the peel off paper is facing up. And so now I am going to get my card base, and I'm going to mat that with a gray piece of paper. And I was going through my stuff and I found this adhesive mat. So that's what I'm going to use as the mat for my card. I think the gray and the kind of blue-green color goes really great together. So next I'm going to take a piece of vellum, and I wanted to give it kind of a ragged look, so I'm tearing it, and that's going to be where my sentiment is. The sentiment is from a Craft stamp set, which is called Together, and it's acrylic stamp. So I'm going to get my stamp block or stamping platform out again, and I'll go ahead and heat emboss that. Originally I did it in black and I thought it was just too black. It was just too dark for the card, so I went ahead and I redid it using not the clear, which I just showed you. I'm using the Recollections Detail White Embossing Powder, which is my go-to embossing powder for white. I really like it. And here I'm just going to tear off I'm tearing off as much vellum as I can because I'm putting some things in the little holes, and so I wanted that to be kind of the star of the show, and so I wanted as much space as possible to do that. So I messed around with the leaves forever. I couldn't decide what to do. I put them all there, all the ones that I had colored, and then I took them away and then I cut them, and nothing was looking good to me. It looked too busy, and so I ended up at the end getting the stem from the other flower that I didn't use because I thought it was too dark. So I ended up using 2 of the same stems. I had just cut the flower portion off of the top of the second one. So I'll go ahead and weave these stems through one of the holes in the die cut and adhere that down. And then I'll just cut off the excess so nothing's hanging below. And I'll use my glitter glue to adhere that to my piece of foam, not my piece of foam, to the foam die cut. Whatever that is. And then I'm going to take a piece of the same foam and cut a strip for the stem so that that is popped up, and also I put a little piece behind the flower just so it has some support. And I always try to use the same foam the same type of foam throughout the card. So if I was using foam squares or foam dots or some other kind of foam for the stuff that I'm popping up, like the different elements, probably everybody does this. I don't know why I'm even mentioning it. Just because there's different variations in height. So to get the same height, I just always try and use the same foam. So I'm taking my glitter glue and I'm just putting glue on the back of the piece to adhere that to my card panel. And then I'm just taking an acrylic block to make sure that that adheres. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my gray piece, and it's a little bit bigger than my card base, so I do have to trim a little bit off. But the adhesive is very forgiving on that. I didn't get it straight right away, and so I was able to peel it up, which was awesome. So I go ahead and fold over the sides of the vellum sentiment and then place some foam tape on the back of my card panel to pop the entire panel up. And then I'm going to take some Nuvo crystal drops, and I will place the drops in several of the circles. And since it's popped up with foam, it has like a little well, kind of like a shaker almost, but there's no shake to it, and there is no, you know, cover. I am at a loss for words. There's like no, I can't even think of the word. Move on, Jen. So I placed the Nuvo crystal drops in several of the little circles, and I'm going to go ahead and use these Queen & Co. diamonds, and this is a new to me product, but they are so beautiful. They are like little diamonds. They sparkle so nicely, and they are so pretty, and there's a rainbow of colors. They're just beautiful. If you haven't gotten them, I think they're mainly used for shaker cards, but this is the first time that I'm using them, and I really wanted to use them, and they're kind of hard to adhere straight to a card just because they are shaped like a diamond. It's not a flat back. So I used two different colors, a lighter blue and then kind of a turquoise color, but they are so pretty. And Queen & Co. had them on sale a few weeks ago for like $3 something a bottle. And there's, like I said, I didn't get all of them, but there's like a rainbow of colors. And then to finish the card off, I'm going to add some more Nuvo Dream Drops in Cloud 9. And that will complete the card. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy your journey on this video hop. If you liked this video or found it informative, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed and you would like to do so, please go ahead and hit subscribe. And again, just a reminder, the comments are due by June 5th. I think I forgot to mention that at the beginning. Comments are due by June 5th to be eligible for prizes. And again, the winners will be announced on June 10th. On Justine's blog. It won't be on my page, but I will try and notify you via the comments. So if you have won from commenting on my page. And again, have fun on the blog hop. I hope you find some new favorite YouTubers. And thank you to Justine for putting this together, and to all of the sponsors of this blog hop. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope to see you next time.